Okay, I'm riding. Okay. Need to get in the shade to see how this is all looking on camera. I just don't want to wing it. I want to make sure I'm getting a good shot. Okay. I think I'm getting a tight shot here. And I'm in my Voro e-motor scooter. And what I have is a camera attached to my chest. I'm using the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. And it's Sunday morning here in West Philadelphia. And it might be about 73 degrees here currently. Today has started out kind of exciting. I lost my drone to the wind. It's currently sitting on top of a building that's closed until tomorrow. So I have to let you know a little later. how that turns out. And this scooter, I just replaced the battery and the controller, so it's currently going faster than it usually does. Before it was going 30 miles per hour as we take to cruise control. Now it's going at a maximum of about 40. Yeah, sounds about right. Straighten out these bags, let the cars need to go. We're going at about a maximum. We can go about 40 miles per hour. I don't know what happened when the controller was changed, but that's as fast as we can go now. And here we're going down Spruce Street, which will then convert into South Street. Coming up soon. It's a little breezy here. You can hear the breeze. That's why my drone was taken. I had a DJI Mini, and the wind just took it. It flew into a wind tunnel amongst the skyscrapers, and it just took it. So we might be in the business of trying to find a new one, a replacement for that one. We have to see when that comes up. We'll see. Meanwhile, I'm gonna try to adjust the guitar that's on my back so it won't hit anyone. We got the light, we have the right of way. As we see a lot of delivery drivers making money in this gig economy, especially on a Sunday morning like this after graduation. A lot of people have families and friends over, and they can make money for brunch. As we head to South Street from West Philadelphia, we're approaching 42nd Street and Spruce. You see the trolley tracks in front of us. It's going to create a little bit of a bounce. Yeah. And these lines are still in effect. Sometimes they're used to reroute the SEPTA trolley service. SEPTA stands for Southeast Pennsylvania Transit Authority. So a light, green light, to see a lot of students moving out. A lot of students moving back in for the summer. This is University City. The city's constantly making money off of universities and the activities and events that circle the campus. So this is a high economy area. We're going to stay on Spruce until we cross the bridge and become south. And I want to take you to, where do I want to take you? Where should I take you today? I want to take you to South Street, where Supposedly, there was a mass shooting yesterday. Mass shooting. I guess a mass shooting anytime you shoot more than 2 people. Is it 3 people? We'll have to look that up. Mass shooting. Just note, if you're ever in West Philadelphia on a Sunday, it's not rare that you'll hear gospel music coming from the homes of many of the residents that have been there for a long time. Gospel is the music of choice of people on the Sunday morning here in West Philadelphia. We're headed towards South Street. We have a truck that's giving us blinkers as if it's going to stop soon. We'll see what they're going to do. I'm not sure at the moment. So we'll see if we can gain access to the scene of the crime. Reportedly, there were 3 people killed and 14 people injured. So we'll have to see how it looks like this morning if we gain access towards it as we pass by UPenn and the Wharton School of Business and Penn Medicine, which is also close by. People waiting across the street, being protected by these nice orange cones. And let's see where we can get to. Here, a truck behind me. Volkswagen SUV parking nearby. It's interesting. Every time now, honestly, I've stopped watching the news for about a month, and my quality of life has improved. You just get the feeling that most of the news, so-called news that you get, it's not really what is happening. So we're gonna head down there, see what's going on. We have Penn Museum, Penn Medicine over here. Some of these lights are out of sync, as you may have noticed. And someone is listening to this broadcast because a few months ago I spoke about having a dedicated team to fix the potholes in Philadelphia. And what came out 2 weeks ago, you have a dedicated team now being put together to fix the potholes. You never know who's listening. As we pass Franklin Field to the left, home of the Penn Relays every year, and the Penn Museum to the right. They have a good Egypt section and music program that's run by Joe Tayyoun, world famous drummer, Doumbek Darbuka, North African instrument. Try to make this light. If we don't, there's still life afterwards, I promise. We can wait for the next light. So yeah, the news is gonna make a big deal out of gun violence and things like that. And mental health. It's big business right now, those 2 terms, gun violence and mental health. So it'll be interesting how they spin this the next few days as it comes to Philadelphia and the rest of the nation. It did happen on a Saturday night, so it'll be in the news cycle sometime this week, I promise you. Fox, CNN, NBC, CNBC, all those networks. We're crossing the South Street Bridge. You see Chop Hospital to the right. What's the difference between a building going up fast and a building going up slow? Lots of money behind it. That's it. Penn and Chop have a lot of money. As we cross over here to the bike lane, that kind of puts you in danger of getting hit, but we made it safely. We'll wait here. As I mentioned before, some of these lights are really out of sync. But we'll see. We'll see where this takes us. We'll see where we go. Apparently it was on between 3rd and 4th and South Street. So right now we're approaching 26th and South. So we have about a 10 to 12 minute ride ahead of us. I try to get as close as we can if possible. And speaking of the pothole team, they might want to start with the bike lanes. But I wouldn't mind if they started with the regular roads, just because car insurance and car repairs are a big priority as well. And 40 bus passes by this area. We are now in South Philadelphia. We commuted from West Philadelphia. We're in South Philadelphia. Eda Green's department, fixing and fixing and fixing and fixing. There's always something waiting to be fixed. So we try to go around. There's a truck in the bike lane here, taking up space. We see a sports car coming up, also in the bike lane. How can they get away with it? This is lawless Philly, people. Lawless. It's a nice little car. It's a McLaren. And here the bike lane also changes into a right-only turn lane. So you gotta watch out a little bit if you're not used to riding. Some cars don't signal, and you don't wanna wind up in on their bumper or in the hospital. And some people decide not to go down this way just because the cars pass very closely to riders. And if someone were to open the door, you can go flying over the handles very quickly. We'll try to stay on the most smooth surface as possible. And my leather coat is getting a little warm now, but the breeze is enough to keep me cool at 11:30 a.m. It's almost 12 hours past the time that the incident happened. At this time, you'll see a lot of homeless people waking up, especially on Sunday. You notice them more than any other time. A lot of them are carrying signs to let people know about what they're going through. Some are very honest about what they're going through, and some are very honest about what they want, what they require. It's all part of living in a big city. The reason why people, and that turn right there, you can see why a lot of people decide not to live in a big city. And I am of the belief that the more patient that people are, you can get a lot more problems solved. A lot of these problems are the result of impatience with one another. As you see, some of the outdoor eateries have set up to have customers sit outside as we navigate around more speed bumps. Pretty nice ride so far. And what you can't show on the camera is how good it smells at the moment. I don't know if it's lilac, I don't know if it's magnolias, but whatever it is, it just really smells wonderful. I'll give this car the right of way so he can pass, and then I'll just follow behind them. Something you pick up, you don't want to compete with something that's perhaps 8 times as big as you are. As we approach another intersection, can we let another car pass? He's a little behind, so I have the right of way here. And I'm on a Voro Motor e-Move scooter. You don't want to fly off the handlebars, trust me. Never happened to me, and I try to keep it that way. So we try to make this green light, red light, and we made it. And there's a Whole Foods coming up. We just passed the Broad Street Diner, very popular for first dates or Craigslist's ticket buying locations or whatever you want to sell in public. I don't even know if Craigslist is still a thing. I see a lot of people walking their dogs it's a sign of friendship. It's also a sign of loneliness. It's a very poetic feel. A lot of people moving in, a lot of people moving out. And we're headed that. We're about possibly 3 minutes away from where the shooting happened. And we'll see if it still looks the same. We're on 12th Street and South. The incident happened on 3rd Street and South. So on Facebook this morning, you'll see a lot of people talking about, yo, woo! They're saying, I knew that guy, I tried to yell at him. I just couldn't remember his name. Seen him online before. Sometimes it happens, I can't remember people's names fast enough. I just remember their faces. But I did, I think he goes by Kid, he's a rapper. Kid something, I don't remember. I know he has a son. He actually was the driver of an Uber that I had once. So I'm just so sorry I couldn't remember his name. I'll remember it later when I get home. I think he goes by All Things Kid. He has a very unique style. That's why I remember him. Here's the Whole Foods I was talking about. You get free parking if you prove that you're a customer. You have to prove that you bought something organic. And the police take care of this area a lot. That's why it was so shocking to some people that the incident happened last night. I personally wasn't very shocked by it. Living in the city, you're really not shocked by a lot of things. Let's see what we come up on. I believe that if you start with respect, that it usually stays that way. Most relationships are that way. Let's go. If you begin with respect, most likely 90% of the time people will respect you back. But if you start with disrespect, it could only deteriorate from there. All right, we're getting closer. I don't know what I'll find or if anything. We're on 7th Street right now. We're about 3 blocks away. We'll see. I'm wearing shades, not only to look cooler, but it keeps the bugs out of my eyes. But what happens sometimes, the bugs will go up my nose. I counted 2 last time I was riding. You just have to blow out one side to try to get them out. They make a home inside your nose. So remember, South Street is a business district, so it might be nothing left from last night. They have to continue commerce. They have to continue business. And here we are approaching 5th Street, I believe. A lot of nice, quaint, charming little stores. It smells great. I smell some kind of sausage or Italian food or Mexican food or wherever it's from. But we'll see what's over here at the crime scene. And here we are. Not much happening. I guess the worst of it is come and gone. It's probably the safest time to be here now because the incident just happened. There's a police car right in the corner. This is 3rd and South here in Philadelphia. I'm not really waiting for the light. I'm just waiting in the corner. And there's always events happening in this area. Let me just move out of the way of traffic. And these lights, every light is about, I would say, 40, 45, maybe 45 seconds, something like that. And if you look directly across, you'll see there's a, let's see if we can get a little closer. There's news vans. Like there's one right there, ready to talk about what happened. I'm sure there's one there. I see some photographers over here in the corner. And they have their professional DSLR cameras. Maybe they're freelance. They'll have press passes. There's Reed Ice, very famous here in Philadelphia. And there's actually a gunshot across the street. Let's see if I could get closer to it, see what we can see. But there it is. You can see 3 of them right here. There it is right there in front. It is right there in front. So I guess as the car was speeding away, that's where they shot. There were 14 people hurt and 3 people killed, supposedly. There's the news over here in the corner. Yeah, big bullet holes right there in the window. As you hear the man say, what did they shoot with? Shotguns, because there are big bullet holes there. See police walking by. And let's see what's going on this side. The news ready to talk, I guess, with anyone. But it can happen anytime, anywhere. Yeah, that's where you can see the obvious signs, and there's a drone flying overhead. I can't turn that high. That's not mine. Mine is stuck on top of a building somewhere. Right here by Rita's Water Ice. And this is about, I think this is 3rd and South. I see 2 drones flying overhead. Perhaps the safest way to interact in this side of Philly. And if you see the video see the video on Twitter, there was a video there where you can actually see what happened. This street right here was full of people, mostly black, African Americans as they're called in America. And then someone stopped with an SUV that looks like the one right in front of me, actually, and started firing. And you could see everybody running. Everyone started running in one direction. And perhaps you could see my reflection. You see some dried blood on the floor the man is pointing at. So people were struck right there on the ground. It's dried up. That's why the oxygen leaving the blood. And it's funny, it's become a tourist attraction overnight. Less than 12 hours ago, there was a shooting here. Not much left to see here. People have gotten used to living with violence, I guess. That's what you get. That's what you get. They have the 6 Action News over here. ABC, he has CBS Philly on the other side. So I guess there's a lot of business in violence too. We were talking about the terms like gun violence and mental health. I guess we have to add just people wanting to be part of something tragic that happened. Not sure why, but who knows? Maybe it's in us somehow. I don't know. So we'll go a little bit more south, approaching Bainbridge. So you can find here. Let's make a left over here. So as we saw a lot of people talking. There's people talking about it. And let me stay out of the way of this. This guy got to be safe with everyone. And this is Front Street, stop sign. Try to make it to the other side of this. I think that's all we're gonna, it was anticlimactic. We didn't see a lot of news ready for action, but what are you really going to say? It'd be interesting to see what they say about it. See Columbus Boulevard in the next few days. What can you say that hasn't already been said? Nice little flowers here and this walk path. One thing that's never said in the news is because it doesn't sell papers, and it doesn't put people against one another, is you have to have respect for people, you have to have respect for life, and you have to have respect for death. Key word being respect. And respect is something that you start off with. You don't wait for somebody else to give it to you. You just give it to everyone. And if you need to adjust, after that, then you can. But you have to be able to respect everyone. That's it. Let's see if we can cross here. See, I respected his right of way, and he respected my right to live. You have to respect everyone. Let's go through here. Soon I might have to take off my jacket. I feel my armpits getting warm. Don't worry, I use deodorant. I use baking soda. Make it down the street. I mean, there's no reason, really, and no one can convince me of this, that because you choose to go out, that you have to worry. Why do people have to worry about being shot when they go out? Why? Why do people have to worry about that? Why do people have to worry about that? People need to respect life and death. I refuse to be led by the news. I refuse to be turned against my fellow human beings because of anything that the news might lay out for me. There's beauty in peace. In peace, I see everyone as a brother. In peace, I see everyone as not someone other than me, but someone who is going through things just like I am going through things. In peace, there is patience. In peace, there is honesty. In peace, there is love for everyone. In peace, there is rules. In peace, there is discipline. In peace, there is silence. In peace, there is noise and laughter. In peace, there is respecting every single person. Every single person. In peace, I don't get offended at a look. In peace, I don't get offended in conversation. And if I do, I will understand that my point of view can be shared without the need for violence, immediate violence. No, the big pothole here. That would have been a violent fall. So we're going back on 3rd Street. Going up. And here we have some very big potholes. This is Washington Avenue, close to the Italian market and the Mexican market. See some of the project homes, low-income homes to my right. Pretty nice, and they're pretty low level, which keeps a lot of things in control and quality of life a little bigger. Here, you can see it right there to the right. Like in a lot of major cities, you'll hear a lot of people saying, I'm from this area, I'm from South Philly, I'm from North Philly, I don't go to other areas. Or I remember back in the day, we used to have gang wars, and we wouldn't dare to go to South Philly without my friends, or we wouldn't go to North Philly without my friends because of fear of, well, violence. As a citizen of the universe, I reserve the right to go wherever I please and leave as I please. Which is, it's not, something that's commonly agreed upon by everyone, but do you want to do something that's agreed upon by everyone? Probably not. There's a certain beauty in making up your own mind and doing what you want. Not be defined by terms of race or alpha or beta. You just do what you want. You want to wear a bright color, wear a bright color. What do I care what they want to do with it? So in that, there's beauty. Just be yourself. Do whatever comes to your mind, not someone else's mind. See if we can cut through here. And a lot of auto dealerships, I've noticed here, are closed on Sundays. What the? When are people supposed to fix their cars? When are people supposed to fix their cars if everything's closed? When does that happen? Let's see. Oh, by the way, if you want to get used to public speaking, try speaking in public, like I'm doing now. You will receive a lot of looks, but you need to get better at it. You can use your outdoor voice. We'll see if we can get past. Thank you. Thank you for letting me by. We're approaching 8th Street. I try to treat everyone like Mr. Rogers would. What would Mr. Rogers do when faced with a stranger? In business, you could be a little bit more aggressive, but don't compromise your morality. Try to get by. Try to get by. Business is getting open here in the Italian section. Try to sneak by here. I mean, was it everything you thought it was going to be? What did you, excuse me, thank you. What did you expect was going to be at the scene of the crime? Did you expect more action? Did you expect any protest to happen? See, that car was getting out of his parking spot and the truck just beeped at him. That's a case of impatience. Just have to be a little bit more patient sometimes with people. Sometimes they're older people. And sometimes they're people with disabilities. There's nowhere, I promise, there's nowhere that you have to get to that fast on a Sunday, especially. So we cross 11th Street here. Getting kind of hungry. What should we do? Should we go to that pizza place in Manayunk? Should we stay down here in South Philly? What should we do? So getting back to what I was talking about, imagine not going to a certain area because you're afraid to be messed with or going by yourself. Thank you. Did that guy give me the right of way? Sometimes it's just because you have a scooter, sometimes because a person likes your face. Both are good. I like to see older men playing basketball. Don't give up on yourself. We're on 13th Street here in South Philly. What is this? Carpenter Street. Okay. If you see parking all around you, don't be fooled. It's usually not like that. It's because it's Sunday and because there's construction on one side. Let's keep going. See who and what we could get into. Where's the party at? There's a Sprouts supermarket, natural foods, right there in front of us. And the car in front of me, it's about time. You know, I like to hear Eminem coming from cars. You don't hear too much nowadays. Does he still make music, or does he just take political stances? I'm not sure. I guess we don't consume music the same way we used to. YouTube, everyone's time machine, and place to go for good music that has been forgotten by time. See, we're crossing here, stop sign on one side. Let's see, we're on the other side of Washington Avenue. Let's play chicken with a car. Let's do it. Who will turn first? Who is the most manly one? What a dumb game. Both people can lose. at the same time, for totally crazy reasons. Turn here. Pretty girl to your right. But has, I don't see men and women talking the way they used to in the 80s. They just don't. Either you're buried in your tablet or some electronic device that is cold and emotionless, or people just removed from feeling. They've checked out of the dating game because of past experiences without knowing what they can discover if they just try things another way. Speaking of trying things another way, let's go up here. Let's see what we can find out here. Let's get to know Philly on the Voro e-scooter. Let's try to move out of his way. And then that little old lady. And it's something I can't do is listen to hip hop music early in the morning. Very early in the morning. The first thing that hits my ears, can't do it. Can't. I mean, I don't think I ever did. When I lived in New York and I was a teenager, I would. And it's almost was a way to combat the aggressiveness of the New York subway system. And it got you in a certain mood. But I don't know, it puts you in a place where you don't want to be. Going up 18th Street and Catherine. We were at Carpenter before. Now we're at Catherine. Similar names, but one is wider than the other. Let's continue here for a while. We're just exploring, that's all. Explore your city, or wherever you are. We're going north. As you see, not many bike lanes in this section. A lot of cars. A lot of the anxiety that people in South Philly have are just not having parking. Some people don't move because they have parking. And the parking, see, is very limited. And if you see this during rush hour, you're gonna see a lot. They don't have a lot of parking in this area. So a lot of people will stay parked in the same spot for days at a time. And this is 20th Street. You see the 17 bus that runs up through here. So getting back to a sense of belonging, how many places have you kept yourself from just because you think you don't belong there? And who's the arbiter of belong? Sometimes it's yourself. If you tell yourself you don't belong someplace, you'll go in there with an attitude that you don't belong. It's not for me. Just for reference, I'm going about 30 miles per hour. Well, 29 to be exact. Headed north on 20th Street. See a lot of people. They eat here. Sunday brunch. There's Lombard. Lombard right now going north. Center City, you can see some of the buildings in front of us. I'll try to turn when these cars give me a chance. The Voro motor has a signal that lets people know you're going to turn. It's a small beeping sound as if it were a truck ready to turn. So let's see if he actually turns. No, he doesn't. He lied. We're going forward. That's why you don't cut in front of trucks. He said he was going to turn and he didn't. I want my money back. This is Lombard Street. Famous name here in Philly, Lombard. See, a lot of young people, men and women, they don't know what to do with eye contact because it's done so infrequently. They just are lost. They're not sure what to do when someone looks at them. They either feel they have to look away or look at a tablet. They've been trained that way. And I don't think it's by coincidence. If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and even 90s, and you were in a time capsule and you were just unfrozen, you came back, this time period, you're gonna find yourself lost and lost and lost because you're not sure what to do if people are not being social. If they're not being social, then what are they being? So, see if we can get a little bit closer. And let this truck go, getting around this SUV. And how hungry am I? Let's see. It's a nice day to be outside, I'll tell you that. Maybe I'll just, what should I do? I'll sneak into one of these side streets and end up in a bike path. New repainted bike path. Happy because of that. I'm happy because of that. I got a scooter around the bumps here. And here's a bus stop. Let's see if we can make it. Yeah, we can make it. Go straight. Wearing a bright red helmet. If you don't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. This lady stopped right there. Dad and his son. I always love to see that. Okay, not too many cars today. See if we can go around these people. Nice family there. Son and two little girls. Let's see, they have the right of way. Don't let them go. Patience will solve most of the world's problems. I'm telling you. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? All right, see if we can make a right here. This area is a pretty nice area. I once looked to live around this area. When I first came to Philly, I knew nothing about Philly. It's a playground with a sprinkler, place to find a lot of dads and a lot of single mothers here at the park. And we're trying to find our way to the bike path. Let's go around. Let's go around this way. One of the few tennis courts you'll see here in Philly. Police protection provided by the PPD, Police Department. And maybe I'll take off my jacket when I make it to the other side of the street. Let's do that. Ooh. Ooh, more bumps, more bumps. Ooh, let's see if we can make it up here. Man, the streets are rough. Let's see if we can just go around here. Maybe I could just cross over here. What's going on the other side? It's a basketball court right there. Maybe I wouldn't even have to get off. Let's see, what's happening there? I think I see a train track. I could just get on that. It's a dog park. Oh. Man, people. It's a good way to meet people. But the conversation will quickly turn to dogs. I promise. I promise it will. Let's try to go around. Here. Is it closed there? Yeah. Oh, we could go around the other way. Nice little garden. So we'll exit and come back in. See what's happening on the other side. Make a left here. You want to get instant attention, staple a camera to your chest. People don't know what you're up to. Giant cadence, oh, okay. Nice bike shop right there. And over here we can enter the bike lane. Schuylkill River Express. I think the pickup truck I was in back of is now in back of me. So we got to look for both ways. This is an active track, both for SEPTA and Amtrak at the same time. See if we can keep going on this. I'm gonna take off my jacket. Give me a second. Oh, it got warm real quick. Got warm. Oof. Yeah, it just got warm right away. Take off my guitar. And take off my other bag. Good thing I brought my bag. Put my jacket in there. Let's see, a lot of traffic here this morning. Woof. See a musician right there in front of me. Getting ready to rock out. He has a setup with him. Let's see. Like bikers using hand signals too. Trying to get out. All right, I'm almost ready. You wait for me? Okay, well, look at that. Sprinkler over here. It almost looks like it wants to wet someone. Almost look like a prank sprinkler. All right, is it sticking on my guitar, sticking out in the back? Let's see. Are we leveled now? All right, let's go. Okay. All right. Okay. Schuylkill River Way. And here, a lot of people, you see, won't really be paying attention, so you have to go as slow as possible. And here's where patience comes in handy. See if we can get on this side. Once she passes them, I'll just go ahead. Yeah. Beards are a big Philly staple. You might feel left out if you don't have one in certain parts of Philly. And I think a lot of people have them to appear a little bit more dangerous, just so they won't be messed with. I think a lot of people have a dog for the same reasons here in Philly. But I could be wrong. Let's see. And it's really a skill to be able to maneuver through traffic. People do it nicely over here. That's it, you're getting off? Yeah. So we go this way, all right? Nice looking people everywhere. Oh man. Echo, 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 echo. I wait for, people are always moving. I like to see people moving. I like to see it. I'm telling you. I was about to say I never had a collision with someone, but then I thought about when I first came to Philadelphia, and I had a very heavy e-bike, and there was a woman that did not stop at the stoplight in Chestnut and 16th, I believe, and we collided, and she just and she just flew off her bike. I helped her up. She bent a few of the spokes in her bike. I'm telling you, I had a real heavy bike then. And I just felt sorry for her. She was limping a little bit. I offered assistance and even to take her to a place more safer, to call someone for her, but she seemed okay. She was very apologetic for having passed a red light. A crowd gathered and helped her. And I was the first one to help her. But yeah, it just brought back that memory. So let's go around here. And so yeah, just be patient. Don't run any red lights, especially during rush hour. And very brightly color coordinated man. And I saw someone that looked like a coworker pass by, but I'm not sure if that was him or not. It looked like him from behind. Sometimes it's hard for me to recognize people outside of work. We got a duck over here, or else she'll be crowned by a branch. We'll see how far we can go, going up Little small hill here. There's a skate park coming up on my right. And I'll try to take the way that's not very crowded. That's usually my life philosophy as well. So we'll try to go around here. Sometimes the parts that are too crowded, that's not where you want to be. Like that shooting that happened yesterday, there's no way you would have caught me dead in that area. And just because it was very crowded, you know, having lived in New York for a long time, I don't miss a crowded city or crowded situations. You'll usually catch me going the other way. Let's try to get on the Martin Luther King Drive. Let's see, it's supposed to be bike friendly on the weekends. All right, take our turn, let's go. And you see how fast you can go on that electric bike? There's almost no sense in getting another bike now. I love to see, unless you want to do the exercise. But if you're commuting to work, at least you're not so sweaty. Most jobs don't have a shower where you can freshen up before you start. But imagine being born and being part of an era where most of the bikes now are going electric. You don't know how to use your legs, I would imagine. You wouldn't know how to do that. So this area is closed through vehicular traffic. And just so you know, like right now, I'm in the Voro eMove scooter. The orange one, they have a lot of different colors. They have red, purple. I don't know if they have a yellow, black, of course. I believe they have a light blue one that just came out. But looking at my gauge meter, it's about 34 miles per hour. And the wind is in my face. So I like it, but I had to figure out the brakes, because when it came, the brakes were very loose. And I found myself changing my brakes almost every 2 months. But ever since I took it to the shop in Brooklyn, I'm not sure what they did, but they were able to get the brake things figured out. Right now I'm going 38 miles per hour on Martin Luther King Drive here in Philadelphia. And this is on level 2. There's still another level above this one. I haven't tried it since they changed the controller, but it's very smooth ride. Unlike the Segway scooter. See, she was making serious eye contact with me. So I gave her a hello with my head because I was talking to you guys. Unlike the Segway scooter, Segway has no suspension on their eBot Max Pro. This one has a lot of suspension and the tires are very hard. The other thing is, on Segway, it's almost impossible to change the tires on the Segway unless you opt for the airless tires, which are very hard and have even less suspension on them. And unlike the Segway scooter, 9Bot Max, I have an actual horn on this eMove cruiser and not just a bell that chimes. And if I appear to be screaming, it's because the wind right now since I'm going about 35 miles per hour, it's very loud in my ear. And that's the reason for that. So yeah, it has some suspension to it. And today was the day that started with me wanting to fly my drone, but the wind took it. It's a very windy day today here in Philadelphia. The wind just took it. You see, he was sporting the Philly beard, in case you missed it to the left. that black man had a Philly beard, long, well taken care of, or it could be scruffy too. It really depends on how you decide to sport it. And I will go a little bit further, try to get to East Falls. And one thing I do notice, a lot of people there, very quiet. There's some people who are always very friendly, who are always very open to conversation. And there's some people who are just very quiet. I mean, it's one of the phenomenons of the technological age. Who would have seen it coming just 15 years ago? The phone will replace so many things in society. Just so many things at the same time. You know it because when you hear yourself talking, you see how easily people look because they're not used to people having a conversation. And I cannot talk to most people that I know. So I don't hold them to that standard. But just within their own group or their own party, they're at the workplace, most people, they will shy away from conversation. Children, they're getting that way, but they're naturally social. And so are adults if they admit it to themselves. They just don't want to break that barrier. It's just more comfortable to try with technology than it is with another human being. Nice jersey. He had a Lance Armstrong jersey. You don't see many of those except in eBay. Outside of eBay, you won't see a lot of those jerseys. Lance Armstrong, the best cyclist in history, 7 in a row. He took a little special powder, a little special Gatorade, but in my eyes, still the best to ever do it. And when he admitted that guilt, I think it was more for promotional purposes and also so he can get back to making money and not being chastised by most people. So whatever way you have to do it, whether you have to walk, whatever you have to run, just exercise, just get out there and move. They will never tell you that you need vitamin D. Just being outside, watching other people, interacting, sharing your thoughts. If you're not invited to the party, make your own party. The computer will be there when you go home. Unless somebody stole it because you live in Philly. We'll just keep going. That was a joke. Please don't cancel me. Or at least wait till I get home. All right, at least I'll wait, until I get home. Let me stay to the right over here. Follow the laws of traffic. I'm getting a little hungrier, but I wonder how that wind sounds to you guys. I think something just crawled down my shirt. Hopefully it wasn't the bee. See a team of cyclists over here. I did see a We Do shirt, which is Lance Armstrong's own company. He stopped promoting Trek and the U.S. Postal Service, and now he has his own company called We Do. So we make our way past the boathouse. We're about 35. We are going downhill. The wind is at my face. That's why I'm not going as fast as I can. The wind is keeping me from going as fast as I can. It's not chilly at all. I'm not surprised, but it's a nice breeze. If you have a week that you spend a lot of time inside, just go outside spend a lot of time outside, even if it's on the weekend. You're relegated to spending time outside on the weekend. Just, you need it. Yeah. So many beautiful people not interacting. That's strange to me. It's not wrong for you to go up to someone and say something nice. Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. And if you want to encourage nice treatment, you have to be able to respond in kind. Ooh, these nice bikes. It's a group of black cyclists. They all were friendly. They all said hello. I'm wearing a yellow shirt. He's a skateboarder doing tricks over here. I never had the patience for skateboarding. But I like to see people skateboarding, getting air, getting up there. Woof. And the Voro motor scooter that I'm riding right now, it retails for about $1,300. All right. And it's a beauty of a ride. I think you can go up to 62 miles. I think that's on a flat surface. I've ridden from Philadelphia to Narberth with still more than half of the battery left. So let's try to do the math there. As a father encouraging his daughter, I like to see that too. I love to see fathers encouraging their daughters to do something good, something useful, something productive. Yeah. CSX Railroad passes right on this overpass right above me. It goes deep into Philadelphia, carrying goods and oil and all that kind of thing. There's a car right there. Came out of nowhere. Lucky nobody landed on his hood. Would have messed up his little nice red car. 2 doors. Still got it. Okay, we're getting close. Not sure where I'm gonna eat yet, but see where we go here. You're rollerblading. Stay to this side. So ride, take it easy. See a little bump over here. Going straight up. I don't care who it is. I will say hi to everyone. It doesn't matter if they're dangerous or not. I reserve the right to say hello to every single person I see. It might be crazy, but how are you going to survive if we aren't a little crazy, said Seal. I think he was some kind of prophet or something. I don't know. He was married to Heidi Klum. Can't be that though. See? Try to go straight here. Rah, rattle, rattle. Rah. Try to stay straight. If that's even possible. In time, okay. Everywhere we're going, they're giving us the lights, we're gonna go. Where we are? East Falls, okay, we're in East Falls. All right, a lot of hills here. This will kill your controller on your eMove scooter, I bet. I bet it will. We'll stay here, I think we're getting close. There's a pizza place right there. Somebody coughing, I hope she's all right. It is allergy season. Tree pollen, grass pollen, I'm not sure which one could be in the air at the moment. Try to go a little further. Let's see if we can just get in here to the heart of East Falls. I'm not sure if this is the heart of East Falls. Maybe it's a lung or a kidney. All right, sign says don't walk, so let's go. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I don't see it now. Try to cross over here. Here's a 7-Eleven. You believe gas price is $4.95? That makes you happy to own a scooter. $4.95 for gas. Would you have thought that years ago? When Trump was in the White House? Someone listening to trap music early on a Sunday morning. God's music for some people, I guess. The post office. Oh, he's just gonna turn like that. Why did he do that? Who gave her license? She's just gonna turn like that. I'm not sure. We can make a right over here. Nice Harley Davidson parked outside this eatery over here. Do I want this food? Do they have a menu outside or something I can look at? Just don't give my money to anyone. Let's see. What can we look at? Where are we? See a lot of people eating together, but they don't look very happy. Maybe the food wasn't good. Maybe the company. Have some people fishing over here. Maybe a nice place to live. I don't know. Maybe too close to a highway. I don't know. Should I stop there? It's a nice day to eat outside. I'm going to stop it for a moment. See what there is to eat around here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what there is to eat. That car gave me the right of way. Thank you.